Shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Marakakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who taught us His truth. Peace and blessings to the hopefully elect, the 144,000 men pushing the truth and wholehearted sincere across the four winds. It's the Akai Quab, the GMS Germany camp back with another lesson through the Spirit and power behind Bahashem, Yahushai. And this lesson is going to be called Meekness, okay? A characteristic that we all should strive to attain, okay? Because Yahushua was meek and Paul was meek, okay? As a matter of fact, let's look at Numbers 12 and 3. Now the man Moses was very meek above all the men which were upon the face of the earth. Okay, Moses was meek, okay? And I want to read what the definition of meek means. This is the Zondervan Compact Dictionary, okay? The word meek. Meekness, a fruit of the Spirit. It is characteristic of Yahushai. Believers are commanded to be meek and to show a lowly spirit one to another. Meekness is a mark of true discipleship. The word does not imply a weak, facilitating, or supine nature. Okay? So meek, it just means lowly, humble, poor. Okay? When you put yourself in a lowly state, and I'm not saying throw away all your money or live in poverty. Excuse me, Salakia. You know, every time I can sit here and put this lesson together and do everything, you know, for an hour and a half and then ready to do the lesson, and then all of a sudden I got to yawn. I feel like I'm tired. So that's just the flesh being weak, you know, trying to get me out of the spirit. But anyways, I'm not saying live in a lowly estate. I'm not saying to live rich. You know, the scriptures say to be users of the world, not abusers. Okay, we know that we must maintain ourselves within this kingdom. You know, we know that we must survive in this kingdom, provide for our families in this kingdom. But you know, I'm not, and saying that doesn't mean that we should strive to be rich. You know, to be like a celebrity or a rap artist or anything of that nature, you know. But this characteristic of meek means to be low and humble, you know, to be a humble man. Even though we have the oracles of the Most High, we have understanding of how the Lord operates in this earth. We shouldn't put, as in the scriptures say, wisdom puffeth up, you know. So we should strive to be humble and easy to approach. Okay, and I myself, I know that I need to strive for this more. Okay, and I'm not saying that I'm a proud person. By no means am I proud, but you know, I have a very short patience with the people of this world lately. You know, and reading the scriptures show me that on this walk, you're going to be transformed. You're going to be purged of things that you used to do that you shouldn't do anymore. Okay, this walk is not just you come into it and you know, I kind of picture it as every day I'm dropping something from this world off of my body. You know, Think about like how you have you know like just leeches, you know, and we've been walking in a river of death, okay, and upon walking through this death, you see leeches on you. Some are smaller, some are bigger, sucking blood from you, sucking your life from you. And if you take those leeches and you put them as envy, hate, you know, adultery, as transgressions against the Lord, the more you walk in this truth, the more those leeches are pulled off, and they don't suck any more of the life out of you. Okay, so hopefully I can break this down and show you that meekness is a very important thing in this truth, and it's a very beautiful thing to master within oneself, because that means you master your spirit, you master your wrath. Okay, the Lord is long suffering and very, very hard to anger. Okay, so we should be that same way. Are we not made in His image? Okay, so we are striving now to show the Lord, even through this wickedness, we strived. We still walked in this lake of death and became or tried to become perfect as He is. Okay, so this is Zephaniah chapter 2. Let me start at 1. Gather yourselves together. Yeah, gather together, O nation not desired. Okay? O nation not desired. Before the decree bring forth, before the day pass as a chaff, before the fierce anger of the Lord come upon you, before the day of the Lord's anger come upon you, before that day of the Lord judging the earth. Okay? Before the day of the Lord judging this earth in all out anger and vengeance. Okay? Seek ye Yahweh, all ye meek of the earth, which have wrought his judgment. The meek of the earth, the low, the humble. The ultimately it's talking about the elect, because the 2/3, the elect, and 1/3 of men, women, and children who are going to get this understanding in these last days, because the 2/3 and the rest of these nations are not going to be likened unto Yahushai. They're not going to be joined unto this word. So this is not for them. This is for the elect and the 1/3, that innumerable amount of people. Okay? Seek ye the Lord Yahweh, all ye meek of the earth, which have wrought his judgment. Seek righteousness, seek meekness. It may be ye shall be hid in the day of the Lord's anger. You see? It may be ye shall be hid in the day of the Lord's anger. So when the Lord comes back, he's gonna know who's meek and who's not. He's gonna know the characteristics of what is it say? What's it saying? Real recognize real. So he's gonna know who we are very easily. Okay. So and having meekness will hide us in the day of the Lord's anger. Okay. Having meekness is a characteristic that will help us to get to salvation. I'm not saying it's the only thing that will get us salvation, but it's a start. It's a start on the right path, because you are starting to become, Yahushua was a great man. He said, "Can I not at my very word command legions to come down and save me?" Legions, thousands of angels could be at Yahushua's finger like this, at the Yahushua's beckoning call. But he was still meek and low and a servant unto the sheep, unto the lost sheep of Israel, unto just like we are servants unto the lost sheep of Israel right now. So this is Matthew 5:5. Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. Okay? Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. And they are going, and there's other characteristics that the Lord says that one should have in this chapter, let me start at 3. Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are they that mourn, for they shall be comforted. Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. Blessed are they which do hunger and thirst after righteousness, for they shall be filled. And to be meek in this wicked ass society is a challenge. Okay? To be humbled down. But this truth does that to you. It rids you of all of the things that the Lord finds dislikeful. Okay? And the more you see, that's what it says, blessed are they which do hunger and thirst after righteousness. And seeing this world being utterly turned upside down on everything you turn your TV on or you look at your phone on in everywhere now in everything is LGBTQP pride. Okay? They're pushing it to the children. They're pushing it in your sleep. They're pushing it for your food in every way. In every way. Okay? Then you take it, just look at our women, man. Look at our women and how they conduct themselves. Harlots want to show their body off with cleavage, show their cleavage, not ashamed, you know. Everything is just out of order. The animals are mourning. The air is destroyed. The food is destroyed. We hunger and thirst after righteousness, after a right way of living in this earth. But we have to do it in meekness. We have to be humble in it. Okay? We can't use our wrath. Not yet. The Lord is going to come back and use his wrath. Okay? We have to do it with meekness. All right? We have to do it with a low spirit. I mean, a lowly spirit. Okay? Because Esau wants us to get carnal. He wants you to be carnal. He wants you to be angry. Because then he'll have a reason to come down on you. He'll have a reason to say, look, these are aggressive extremists. Okay? Let's go to Matthew chapter 11. Verse 29. Take my yoke, and this is in red. Yahushua said this, okay? Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am meek and lowly in heart. And when you look up the word heart, it means your mind, lab. Okay? That means your mind, lowly in mind. And ye shall find rest unto your souls. Find rest. And then you understand that the Lord has set it up this way. The Lord has set this up this way to judge this earth, okay? And these people don't understand what's going on. They're angry, they're aggressive, they hate one another, But the Lord has called his men out of this earth. He's given us a body of brothers that we should be humble and meek towards one another with. Okay? Proverbs 15:3. Okay? The eyes of Yahweh are in every place, beholding the evil and the good. Okay, so the Lord sees everything. He knows everything. He sees what we do in the darkness, in the little confines of your little home, where you think you're in private. No, you're not. You're never private. You're never alone. How you conduct yourselves with brothers. The Lord knows everything. He sees it all. So the best thing we can do is just submit. Do the will of the Lord. Do what he says. You know, there's a thing called integrity. Integrity is the ability to do the right thing when no one is around. Okay? And that's something I learned in Esau's bullshit as military. Okay? The ability to do the right thing when no one is around. Well, you're thinking no one is around, but the Lord got eyes on you. The Lord has eyes on you. And it said, and the scriptures say there is nothing secret that shall not, there's nothing hid that shall not come to light. All right. For my yoke, let me read that again. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me. Take the same cross that the Lord Yahushua had to take it upon you and learn from him. Learn from his example. Yeah, he was rude in speech sometimes. Yeah, he flipped tables and he was angry at his people for not getting and understanding this word. But in the same essence, he was balanced. He was meek. Okay. For I am meek and lowly in heart, and ye shall find rest unto your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light. My burden is light. You know, first off, when you think about it, it's light because when you start to do, you know, like for example, I know me personally, my family always talked about God, always talked about the Bible. My dad read the Bible every morning for 2 to 3 hours. Okay, well, I don't know if he was really reading it because when I talked to him about it, he act like I'm the enemy. Okay, he act like I'm the enemy. All right, he act like I'm the one. I'm going against him. My mother was the same way. Let go and let God. But the moment I started to read the Bible, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear what you got to say. I started living by the customs that the Lord said we should live by. They look at me like, so I'm saying that to say that this yoke may seem like it's hard, but it's actually easy because you're just removing those things that don't really care about you in the first place out of your life. Those people and the things that are going to get you death, you're just removing those things. And once you get through these little trials, these little obstacles, you'll see just how easy it was. You know, going through basic training, going through military training, you know, and running 10 and 15K runs, you know, to say it is things you think is hard. But once you get in it and you start to do it, you find that groove, you find that hey, I can do this. And then once you finish it, even thinking about going to Iraq for 1 whole year, once you complete it, you're like, dang, that wasn't really, I mean, it was difficult, but I made it, you know. What else can I do? There are things that seem hard, but they're actually light. And when he says, my burden is light, it is light. It is light. It illuminates your feet in this world of darkness. It clears that water of darkness, of death. And you start to see a path of clearness of where you should walk and what to avoid, holes and demons and certain things, man. This burden is light in darkness and in physicality. It is light spiritually. Okay, so let's get Psalms. I got a lot of precepts here, man. I'm just gonna go through them. It's a lot here. 22 and 26. Okay. The meek shall eat and be satisfied. They shall praise Yahweh that seek him. Your heart shall live forever. Okay. So the point that I wanted to make out of that is that there are going to be people that are going to starve from famine. They're going to be cut off by famine. And when I say cut off, put to death by not being able to eat bread, to feed, to feed themselves. But the meek shall eat and be satisfied. And that's spiritually and physically. Okay? Our spirits are going to be satisfied because we're going to have this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding to be the stability of our time, of that time. But also the Lord is going to feed his elect, which are and ultimately the meek. Okay? Psalms 37 and 11. Let me start at 10. Let me start at 9, okay? Let me start at 7, Salakia. So the snooze is about to come out. This is Psalms 37 and 7. Rest in the Lord and wait patiently for him. Fret not thyself because of him who prospereth in his way, because of the man who bringeth wickedness devices to pass. Okay? So don't be upset about the man's way that prospers. The wicked, the one that they call Esau, the 2/3, the ones who seem like they're winning right now. Okay? And they're doing all out wickedness. Don't be upset about that. Don't fret thyself. Don't bother yourself with those things. Cease from anger and forsake wrath. Fret not thyself any wise to do evil. For evildoers shall be cut off, but those that wait upon Yahweh, they shall inherit the earth. Okay? For yet a little while, and the wicked shall not be. Yet thou shalt diligently consider his place, and it shall not be. There's going to come a time where we're going to look for the wicked, and you're not even going to be able to find him. Okay? But the meek shall inherit the earth, and shall delight themselves in the abundance of peace. Okay? Delight themselves in the abundance of peace, and inherit the earth. Do you understand? To be rulers of this whole to have the best of the best, to have fine gold, real. It's going to be beautiful. But first we must show our actions to be true. We must show the Lord that we are fighting to do what he said to do. We are purging ourselves of the things that we had before, being of proud spirit, being rebellious, being hard-headed. Meek means to be humble, lowly, submissive. Okay? It does mean to be submissive. And we are submissive unto Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. First and foremost unto Yahushai. First and foremost unto Yahweh, and then to Yahushai. And however you want to put it, Yahushai, Yahweh, the Father and the Son, we are submissive unto both of them. But Yahushai is an intercessor for us to Yahweh. He is our mediator. He is our lawyer. Okay? And he's not going to lie. I often say that lawyers lie to defend their clients. Yahushai is not going to lie for us. He's going to let our deeds speak for themselves. Okay? And he's going to stand up for us and show that we are truly followers of him, because we've strived to do that which he has said to do in these last days. In the sea of wickedness, we've strived to be righteous. We've strived to be meek. We've strived to be humble. We've strived to be lowly. We've strived to be diligent teachers of this truth. We've strived to be teachers of this truth in every sense of the word. Okay, we've fed his sheep. We've taken the chastisement of this world. We've taken the hatred and the loss of family, friends, jobs, just for Yahweh Shai's namesake. Okay? We've done those things because this is how much it means to us. Yahweh Shai means everything to us. And Yahweh means everything to us. This truth, this wisdom, this knowledge, understanding, this is what means everything to us. There is nothing else. Yeah, you may have family, children, cars, job. All of that shit is nothing, man. Because without Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, you wouldn't have those things in the first place. So let's go back to Psalms 25 and 9. It's funny because I didn't have all these precepts. And it just came out. The meek will he guide in judgment, and the meek will he teach his way. All the paths of Yahweh are mercy and truth unto such as keep his covenant and his testimonies. You see? So here's the point right here. For thy name's sake, O Yahweh, pardon mine iniquity, for it is great. For what man is he that feareth Yahweh? Him shall he teach in the way that he shall choose. Okay, so the point that I wanted to make with this is that the paths of the Lord are mercy and truth unto such as keep his covenant and his testimonies. And his covenant is doing this work. The law, statutes, and not just doing this work, but keeping this law, statutes, and commandments as closely as we can. Striving to keep the holy days, striving to keep the Passover, even though we can't do it as perfectly as we would like to. The high holy days, the Feast of Tabernacles, and so on and so forth. Not eating pork, not cutting your beard, doing the work, going on the highways and hedges, confessing this word unto the nations. Okay? So we are trying to, and it's funny because it says right here, the meek will he guide in judgment, and the meek will he teach his way. So being meek will actually get you more information, more wisdom, okay, more understanding. All right, let's go to Psalms 149 and 4. For the Lord Yahweh taketh pleasure in his people. He will beautify the meek with salvation. He will beautify the meek with salvation. Okay? Beautify the meek with salvation. The ones who are meek are going to get salvation. He's going to make them beautiful with salvation. And how the Lord said he's going to, Wisdom Solomon 5, it tells you how the Lord is going to come. And it's going to be a strange thing unto all these nations that these Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are going to be beamed up into chariots. Okay? He's going to beautify the meek with salvation. He's going to beautify them. He's going to give them rest in the sight of all nations because they actually are followers of him. This is James chapter 3 and verse 13. Who is a wise man and endued with knowledge among you? Let him show out of a good conversation his works with meekness of wisdom. You see? With meekness of wisdom. So it just shows you that meekness is a characteristic that is very prominent in the eyes of the Lord. Being humble. Because that means you are being submissive unto the Lord. You are easy to, you are quick to listen unto what the scriptures say because you're not proud. You don't have that spirit of, I can do it by myself. Because you know when you're meek and you're low, you know that the only way you can get through certain things, get through anything, is through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. Okay? I got another precept. Let me get 2 Corinthians. 2 Corinthians chapter 10 and verse 1. Now, Paul was meek, so I just wanted to read it. Now, I, Paul, myself beseech you by the meekness and gentleness of Hamashiach, who in presence am base among you. So in presence, yeah, if you would have seen Paul, he was like the lowest of us. Okay, that's what he's saying. I was the base, I was the low in presence. Okay, but being absent and bold toward you. So now that he's not here, his words are bold for us, man, bold towards us. All right, though he was meek, he was a very meek man, just like I read that Moses was meek. Okay, all right. So meekness is a characteristic that we should strive to attain. All right, I know there's another precept here. I had it read four, 2. Okay. This is Ephesians chapter 4 and 2. With all lowliness and meekness, with long suffering, forbearing one another in love, endeavoring to keep the unity of the Spirit in the bond of peace. Okay? There is one body and one Spirit, even as ye are called in one hope of your calling, one Lord, one faith, one baptism. So the point that I wanted to bring out is that the Lord has also given us a comfort of like-minded men who are meek, all right, who are of lowly spirit, that understands this walk, that have walked this walk, you know. And it was funny because when I first got out of the military, one of the things that I missed was the brotherhood, and not so much like I can't say like I missed having people that I could talk to about my problems and they understood, or that went through the same things that I was going through, you know. But in this truth, we have it also. The Lord comforts us in every way, but we must do it as He says. We must do things that He tells us to do, which is to be lowly, humble, meek, long-suffering, patient, without wrath. Yeah, you're going to get angry. You're going to lose patience in this truth. And you're going to, but that's all a test. That's all a test. Okay? So Yahweh desires was edifying. Until next time, Shalom.